Good morning, guys. Welcome back to Brady's Auto Repair. Today we're going to give the 04 Marketplace TJ we picked up a few months back. It's getting some new brakes. You get on the brakes in this thing, they shake, they shimmy. A lot of brake dust, no noise, but we've just kind of battled it for the last few months. And these rotors are awful. Pads are super thin. I don't know how it didn't make any noise, but they are awful. And that's not because it's been sitting. We literally drive this thing throughout every day. So we got it jacked up. Jack stands underneath there. We got the wheel pulled off. Let's get our caliper bolts here loose. One top, one bottom. And get everything changed out. We went to O'Reilly's. We got our new Brake Best rotors and pads. So, after you get this thing jacked up, get your wheel off, let's go ahead and pull your brake caliper off. After you get your caliper bolts removed, take your pry bar to wedge in along the flathead and pull it to you to push that piston in so your caliper comes off a little bit easier. Now let's take that off and set it right there. Those pads are super thin. Wow. Alright, let me get this tied up. Look how bad that rotor looks. Wow. No wonder it didn't stop very good. And it's almost like a mirror. Like you can literally see my reflection in the rotor. That is wild. This might take the cake on some of the worst brakes I've ever changed. I can't believe it didn't make any noise. That's what I can't get over. Alright, well, let's go ahead and unbox our new stuff, get our rotor cleaned up with some brake clean, and get it slid back on the hub. I'm going to take a little Scotch-Brite and clean up this mating surface of this hub assembly here. Hub is cleaned up, rotor's unboxed, wiped down with brake clean, and cleaned up. Now let's get our caliper here flipped over. Got a C-clamp. You can use a C-clamp, you can use a big pair of channel locks, just something to push that caliper piston back in. Your inboard pad is closest to your piston, your outboard pad is facing the wheel side. So this has this big clip here that gets used. I'm going to use a flathead screwdriver and just pry that pad out of there. I'm going to leave this one right where it's at and use it for my C-clamp to push the piston in. I bent the ears back on the old brake pad to remove it. C-clamp set up like so, and then we'll just tighten this up to push our piston in. Again, we have brake pads for dummies. Left hand outer, left hand inner, right hand inner, right hand outer. Let's get these put in. Well, we actually ended up having to go get some new brake calipers because the other ones, the pistons wouldn't compress. I got the piston about halfway compressed back into the bore, and it literally froze up and would not budge no matter what. So we got the new caliper put on. I got the pads clipped in, put a little grease across the top here where everything kind of mounts and sits. Guides are greased up, bolts tight, caliper hose and stuff hooked up, and the rotor is all installed. And now we will switch over to the passenger side. We got this side, got the brackets off. Go ahead and take our caliper off. Set it to the side. Now we'll knock this rotor off. We already got our other one out. We'll spray it off with some brake clean, and then we'll reassemble our new caliper. Alright, new rotor is on. I got two lug nuts to hold it up tight so they put the bracket on, or put our caliper back on. Pads and stuff are pushed in. I got our new bolts out. Everything's greased up. I need to put a little bit of grease right here where everything mounts. Alright, get your caliper and stuff mounted up. We'll get our new bolts tightened up. Man, that really makes it simple when all you gotta do is just change the whole caliper and swap the hose over. Alright, the fronts are all done and put back together. Now we're gonna move on to the rear and see what we got back here. I do have new pads and rotors for the rear, but nobody in town has rear calipers. So let's pull it apart and see what all we need, then we'll go from there. I'm gonna work on the left rear first. To remove these rear calipers, same as the front, you just remove your two 13 millimeters. Then we'll use our flathead, compress our piston a little bit, so this will let us hang this off. In the meantime, then we'll knock that rear rotor off. Alright, so now we got everything tore apart. Somebody's replaced this brake caliper before because it has a reman tag on it. Go ahead and knock these brake pads out. Got our new ones here. Our new rotor already sprayed off. Let's get our pads changed out. We're going to reuse this hardware because our new pads didn't come with any. We'll get those lubed up, get our new pads installed, rotor slid on, brake caliper reinstalled. So here we go. Alright, rotor on, calipers in, grease is on the slides. Let's put our bolts in and tighten everything up. So now let's tear our right rear down. Let's go ahead and yank this caliper off and we'll knock our rotor off. Alright, we got this side tore down. New rotor's cleaned up. We'll get that put back on here and then install our pads. And this side's all buttoned back up. Man, I wish every vehicle had brakes this easy to change out. Man, we did everything in less than an hour and a half, I think, and that's even running after to go pick up parts. Super simple brake job on a TJ.